Hey everybody, sometimes I get caught up in the open. I get real excited just watching that all over again. I don't know. I don't think I will ever be more excited to see a shot than the shot from Teresa Weatherspoon, because that was it for me. The only one that I think that ever came close that I saw live was 1994 Charlotte Smith. What was it? 0.7 seconds on the clock in the Final Four. Anyway, I'm having a moment. I'm waxing nostalgic because it's that time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Vera Jones. You are watching Certified Unscripted, where we just keep it real. We keep it raw, and we give you real opinions about what's going on in the world of hoops. Certified Unscripted, you can catch us every Tuesday night. If you miss us, we miss you too. But if you miss us, you can always go to the Certified Unscripted website, certifiedunscripted.com. You can also check us out on Certified Unscripted, the Facebook page, where you're always going to find lots of information that our wonderful producer Rita Haywood always is posting, giving you some history as well as some highlights that are going on. And then last but not least, you can just, like I said, join us every Tuesday night, Eastern time, 7:30 p.m., where you will meet. And nowhere else can you find her, because she just kind of hides out in her house and eats popcorn on a regular. That's all she does, right? So you can't find her anywhere else but here. Penny, the GM, Penny Toler. Penny, welcome again.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be here as always. And you talking about the shot, and that was an amazing shot, the spoon shot. But in my mind, for me, I got a shot that's better than that one, that's more important to everybody in Sparksville, and that's Nikki Teasley hitting a three-pointer to take down New York for our second championship.
For your second championship. All right. Everybody's got one of those shots.
23,000 people in the Staples Center. We won our second championship. So that's my favorite shot.
Well, Nikki Teasley ain't showing up on. So right now, Spoon has the edge because everybody forgot about that shot.
It was definitely an amazing shot. It definitely was an amazing shot. But I was just thinking, is that my favorite shot? Oh, no, I said, no, Nikki Teasley one.
That one was definitely mine for the WNBA. For college sports, it had to be, it had to be 19. I'm pretty sure it was 94 because it was in Richmond. The Final Four. I can't even remember who North Carolina beat. All I know is I lost it. I was 0.7 seconds. That's what we should do. Start getting clips of shots and stuff. But anyway, so welcome. Let's get to what everybody wants to get to, which is playoff time is here. Let me see if I can share the screen and give me my kudos if you want. New York did make the playoffs. I said New York would do it. I didn't know how they were going to do it.
New York was getting in there. You get your kudos.
No, they made it. They made it. All right. I am going to bring this in. We're going to bring up the standings, and we're going to invite in this week. Let me go back to my little screen here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Got to make it bigger. Going to make it bigger. I want to invite in Rita Haywood.
What's up, fam?
Again this week. Yes.
What up, girls?
How y'all doing? If you can make your screens larger, if you need to see this, sitting on top, of course, Connecticut Sun, having won 14 straight. Las Vegas Aces right behind them. They're on a 4-game win streak. The Lynx finished strong with 4 games as well. Seattle Storm, who's been slipping, they fell into 4th place. 5th place is Phoenix. They have lost 3. So the fact that they're holding on, particularly since they have not been playing well down the stretch, is making folks a little bit nervous. Maybe they'll get it together. Chicago Sky sits at 6. And 7th is the Dallas Wings, which, Penny, in fairness, I'll give you your props. You called that one. But hanging on by a thread is the New York Liberty coming in that 8th place. So, Penny, let's talk about it. What are you thinking? Who's looking good? Who's hot? Who's not? What are your thoughts as we get ready to walk into the playoffs this week?
Well, I tell you what, last week was so amazing. I mean, it was the most probably nerve-wracking week for a lot of teams that, New York sitting at home basically had to rely on 2 teams losing to get in. I don't know if that ever happened where, like Tisha Pinachero tweeted out, hey, she's never seen where 2 teams could control their own fate, and the team sitting at home couldn't even control their own fate, get in. So, I applaud New York now, but now they got to bring it. One thing about the playoff, it's a new season, it's 0-0. They got to bring it. You know, they're facing Phoenix, like you said, on a 3-game losing streak. But one thing about the Phoenix Mercury, they're going to show up when it's playoff time. You know, and hey, y'all already know I love Dallas, them young guns. You know, they be balling out. I got to take my hat off to them because they knew what was at stake, even though they made the playoffs. You know, they played their butt off because it's rare that a team gets to go to the playoff and be in the lottery pick.
Right.
Yeah.
Traded away their first round pick last year.
Yeah.
And now, could you imagine if that ball came out number 1 for Dallas? If so, I'm gonna tell them take that lucky charm out their back pocket. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to get back to New York. I'm kind of excited about them because I did like them early, and they started slipping and showed their inexperience. But you know, they won the game they had to win. Hopefully, they can show up in the playoffs and play well. It's going to be a uphill battle to beat Phoenix. I'm going to say it. It really is, especially to beat them in Phoenix. You know, I look at Dallas playing Chicago in the first round, and everybody know the first 2 rounds of the playoffs for the WNBA is winner take all. You know, Chicago been playing well since they got Parker back, but I'm gonna tell you something. Dallas could beat them.
Yeah, now that's going to be the series to watch.
You know, that's gonna, you know, all the playoffs gonna be good to watch, but that's gonna be one to watch, and it's gonna be interesting because the question I would have for our viewers too is, does it matter if you have, and this is a question somebody asked me the other day, Penny, does it matter if you have playoff experience versus inexperience? And what you guys think about that before I tell you what I think?
I think you got to be hungry. You know, it's a whole new season, and like you know, you're talking about the Liberty. The Liberty had some injuries, so they didn't even have their whole squad while they were losing. You know, they got 2 of their players back, and you know, Inescu showed up, and I think it's whoever's the hungriest. You know, luck is on your side. You know, the stars have to align, but I think it's anyone's game when it's playoff time.
Yeah,
experience.
I've always gone with, you know, at the end of the day, it's the hunger. However, yeah, I mean, to some degree, I guess the experience, you gotta say that experience makes a difference. But if you have 2 teams that are equally matched coming in, you know, head to head, who cares, right? Whether it's the playoffs or not, it's the hunger. Who knows how to go after and get it? So, you know, I think there are some teams that might have a slight edge just in terms of, hey, we're not new to this, we're true to this, right? We've been here before. But, you know, other than that, yeah, I think it's definitely the hunger. You say what, Penny Toler?
Well, let me jump back in. I think also it depends on if you have a veteran on that team that's been there and can kind of calm things down when things get out of control. If they've been there before, they know the game is, you know, it's ebbs and flows. But the veteran leadership is going to be important because they know, don't panic, just keep building and building and fighting, you know. So I think that has a lot to do with what the end result would be. It's the mindset. It's just your mindset going in and your veterans.
I think in this first round, and we were talking about this first round because you got who is it? New York going against Phoenix. The only person on the New York team that got playoff experience and championship experience is Natasha Howard. And then you have Dallas going against Chicago, which nobody on Dallas has playoff experience. It's going to be interesting. But at the end of the day, I do agree it's still going to come down to effort. And I know that from firsthand experience when, you know, when we went in the Sparks in 2019, we had all the championship experience you want to have and ran into Connecticut, who came out and out-hustled us and outplayed us. And it was the first time ever the Sparks got swept. So I say that to any ballers that's watching is, at this point, it don't matter now. These games are all about pride. And you got to play hard, and it's going to come down to who can get those loose balls and who can execute. You know, but I can tell you this. The only thing I will say to need experience is that inexperience ain't winning no championship. It may get you a round or 2. And this is what I say about Connecticut and Vegas. You know, it's going to be pretty hard to beat those cats because I think, and I know from my experience and watching other teams around the league, usually championship teams have been beating on the door for a minute. Connecticut been beating on the door now. Vegas was beating on the door last year. They got everybody healthy. Liz Cambridge back in the pocket, you know.
Which is going to make a big difference, by the way.
Going to make a big difference. And De'Erica Hamby back in the pocket. I mean, I thought she could have made a difference last year if she hadn't been playing. And then I think the emergence of Kelsey Plum is going to make Vegas a very difficult team to beat. But in saying that, I will say in Connecticut's thing, championship teams do championship things on the way to winning championship. And they went in smoking. And hopefully they can come. That's the only thing that you got to hope that they don't have a let off with this double bye that they got waiting. And waiting on people. Because if it were to start tomorrow, I can tell you they probably would be the champion. And then Seattle, you know, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, if Brianna ain't there, it ain't getting done. You know, because Seattle would need Brianna to beat Vegas or Connecticut. And that's been their only slip. And a perfect example, speaking about Seattle, I want to show you at the top, and talking about Washington and talking about the Sparks who got eliminated. That's why I tell people all the time when people say, oh, at the end of the season, we got, no, the end of the season, you're trying to maintain. You lose the playoff spot from the beginning of the season. That's why all those games at the beginning are so crucial.
It's so important. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because think about it. Those teams miss the playoff by one game.
Right.
And then this is why when you're beating somebody, you want to kill them, because New York got in because they had the tiebreaker against all of them.
Sure. Right.
And that's where you have to play every game. And I got to take my hat off to New York. They did their work early, so they deserve to be there. I know a lot of people say they backed in there, you know. But
with the loss. Yeah, with everybody losing.
They did their work early. They didn't tell those teams to lose. But
right, exactly. The ball, let the ball drop where it may.
And then y'all already know this is the last thing. I got to take my hat off to my girls and Dallas. They'll say, hey, look, we made the playoff and we're about to secure the draft bag too. You know, I texted Marina, congratulations for securing the draft bag. And she texted me back, what's the draft bag? I said, girl, y'all got a lottery pick. She said, Penny, I ain't know. I was just trying to play as hard as I could play. Win the game. You know, it was funny. It's funny.
Yeah. So at the top, I wanted to remember before we jumped into this, because we're going to be on this all night. We're going to be taking all these questions. But kudos out to Teresa Edwards from last week. I meant to say this right at the top before we dived in. But how awesome was it to have Teresa Edwards on our show? And according to Jimmy Boy, and Jimmy Boy knows because he doesn't miss a show and he's all over the place. She opened up on Certified Unscripted like never before. Thanks for that, Jimmy Boy. We appreciate that. Hoops Nation is on here tonight. Yep, Teresa Edwards was the best. I love y'all, your interviews, but Edwards top Coop, laugh out loud. So gotta let Coop know that. And wait a minute, I don't know if you know. Teresa was like, I'm like the goat. She's like, did she give me a blow off? Like, she is letting folks know. I mean, that's what I loved about her. When we talk about raw and real and unscripted, Teresa Edwards was like, I don't care what y'all say.
She knows who she is.
Yep. She's like, I don't care what you say. Coop ain't got nothing on me. How about that for starters, right? Yeah. So that would have been interesting. I think if we would have had the two of them on the same show,
that'd have been
the internet would have
been. Get my popcorn and sit back. And I'm gonna tell you something. It probably would have the most hits and the most views on YouTube ever. Because I'm gonna tell you something. These were bringing it, and you already know Coop would have bought it. So
I think we're gonna have to set that up, though. I think
we might have to after having both of them. That could get real and raw real quick.
That'd be nice.
So awesome. They're saying congratulations on 25th season. That is an accomplishment. You know, I remember my very first year working with the league with ESPN and the New York Liberty at the time. I came in 98 broadcasting. It launched in 97. So I was there from almost kind of sort of the beginning. I got to be a fan for 1 year, and then I was working from that time on. But I remember in those first years, all we talked about all that was heard was, it won't make 5 seasons. Then it won't make 10 seasons.
Right.
No, they're falling. They need too much of the NBA support. They're gonna fall apart. It won't make 20 years, right? So here we are at 25 years. Thank you for saying that, Ballers Page, because it's true. It's true. And I think as no matter how you participated in the WNBA, I think you should be proud.
And it's not going anywhere. It's so much talent out there, and I think the world eyes are finally open that hey, women's sports, we deserve to be on TV. We deserve all the accolades we get.
Right.
It's just going to get better and better and better, and this is what's fostering all these young talented athletes. It's what's motivating all these talented young players, and it don't got nothing to do. Even though it's basketball, it motivates in soccer, it motivates in softball, it motivates women's sports in general. That what we're doing, and it's not going anywhere. So all you haters out there, we here to stay.
Yeah, we're here. Sorry. And if I see, that's why I can't do Twitter. Like, because if I read another women's sports is boring, I'm going to lose my mind. So I can't do it. But Penny, let's just come on. What happened to the Sparks this year?
Y'all guess as good as mine. Don't work there no more.
No, we guess. We guess.
Oh my God, it was
unscripted. Come on, let it out. Let it out.
No, it was like watching them play. I thought they played a good game. And see, this is what I used to say, and this is not a cop out. And this was my thing when I was a GM. The thing that I have a problem with is when you give a game away. Like when I say there's a way to lose. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, when we got swept, we lost by giving games away, not taking nothing away from Connecticut, thinking that they were going to lay down, and they came and balled on us. I thought the Sparks played hard, but this is, once again, why you got to do your work early. A lot of people talk about injuries. This is why I say I would give Coach of the Year to Kurt Miller, but Sheryl Reed's got to be in the mix because she started in, 11th and got the team finishing in 4th. Now, when it gets to the Sparks, hey, Dallas got, I ain't gonna lie to you. The young guns outplayed them and beat them. Necker played well. I thought Tia Cooper played well. I thought Wheeler, and not just single them out because they came to play. But the bottom line is, Dallas is something to be reckoned with. I think they're going to be something to be reckoned with in this playoffs. I know a lot of people probably saying, and I'm hoping Dallas is not saying, oh, we happy with making the playoffs because Sabala's back in there. And Isabel Harris, did you see down the stretch? You saw those young players making big time plays because the Sparks was trying to put them out of it. But every man they run, and you already know Enrique was like, look, hey, not in my house.
Not today.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I drafted Marina Mayberry, so I knew how good she was. Mm-hmm. I was shocked when they traded her. And then you go get some shooters because as a GM, not only do I know she was a good shooter, if anybody met Marina, who's should be in the conversation for most improved, won't win probably because I think that should go to Kelsey Plum or Vera Jones.
Yeah,
but her name still would be in there. She got swag, and then you trade her back to her old partner from Notre Dame. That's Enrique, who they played together.
Yeah,
they was like a well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And their chemistry is good. Yeah, what happened to the Sparks was they ran into some ballers that wasn't afraid of them. They said, not in my house. And look, we want that draft pick and we coming to take it. So the one thing I can say about the Sparks is they didn't give the game away. They got beat. And that's if you're going to lose, just not be the better team on that night. And Dallas was just the better team that night.
Are you prepared to give us this? It feels like we do this every week, but it can change every week. Right. Who you got for the MVP, especially now that we're actually at the playoff time?
Jackwell Jones. Tina Charles had an MVP season, but they're not in the playoffs. Jackwell Jones is number one. Jackwell Jones is my MVP.
Yeah, mine too. I'm biased. Rookie because she's got a great last name. Rookie of what about you, Rita?
Same thing, Jackwell Jones.
Okay. Rookie of the year.
She's been consistent the whole season. She hasn't let up. She's carried the team, and she's just been there. She hasn't let anything distracted her. So I'm definitely going with Jonquel.
Rookie of the year?
Michaela out of New York. I ain't even trying to butcher her last name, but out of New York, I thought she's played the most consistent, and I don't know how many weeks are in the season, but I'm sure she won half of the rookie of the year, rookie of the month. for all the rookies. So, I mean, I think she gets that hands down.
Yeah.
Most improved, you already. Rita, you got a thought on that? I'm sorry.
No, I agree with her.
I'm plowing
She's
through.
phenomenal. Yeah.
Most improved.
See, that's a tough one, but I'm gonna give the edge to, like, I love how Kelsey Plum done playing next to Chelsea Gray. I knew that would help her game. Marina Mayberry, like, she should be in the conversation, but hers is not most improved. I think hers is I've arrived, so people will be awake on her. But I have to give it to Brianna Jones, because when Elisa Thomas went out for Connecticut, a lot of people thought that Connecticut would struggle. And because of the emergence of how well Brianna Jones has been playing, Connecticut's on what, a 12-game winning streak, and now they got Alicia Thomas back. Scary. Can you say scary?
Right.
And I think Jones says, she would get my nod for most improved.
I was a huge Brianna Jones fan anyway, coming out of Maryland the whole time. And again, I'm always biased, so I'm going there. I can agree on that one.
It's just the last name, right?
We cousins. I show up at the family picnic, get my fried chicken. I'm good. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: most improved. Can I throw Skylar Dickens in there? Well, girl,
ain't no way Skylar Dickens could be most improved.
No, I'm just saying it's like
coming off of the.
Let me listen to what my explanation is. All right, she recognized she could play ball and she could really do something. So if you're saying most improved, I think her attitude had to change, and she came and she was dropping. How many games did she have? 20 points or better. And she carried Phoenix through that spell where they were nonstop. So
I like Skylar. I always thought Skylar was a good player, so that's why I really don't look at her like as most improved. And I get where you're coming from. You can say that, but they still sitting in fifth. Connecticut don't get the number one without Brianna Jones balling. Straight up.
Oh yeah, okay. But
and Alicia Thomas is missing. I mean, think about it. Most people looked at Brianna Jones, and I'm happy for her, because most people. Like, nobody, and this is just for this conversation, not saying that it can't happen. Some people may vote for Skylar, but I'm just saying for Brianna, I'm going to make the argument because people looked at her as a role player. And sometimes, you know what, someone getting injured is a blessing in disguise. Now, Kurt up there, look at his starting five. Brianna Jones, DeWanna Bonner, serious baller, Jacqueline Jones, and now you got Alicia Thomas coming back, and you already had Jasmine Thomas doing what she do. But I just don't think Connecticut will be number one without the emergence of Brianna Jones.
Well, that's true. I agree with you on that.
We already know that your coach is, Connecticut, correct?
Well, I want to say this, though. I don't think he's going to win all the votes.
Why?
He will be my coach of the year, because I think Sheryl Reeves did an amazing job to bring the coach Minnesota through those injuries, to get them not just to the top, but with a bye. And I also got to take my hat off to Vicky Johnson, first year. Yeah. That she took a young team that, struggled, never made the playoffs. It was so nice to see Enrique's face when she's like, man, I'm going to the playoffs. And that wouldn't have happened without Vicky doing a good coaching job. So, and they went in at 7. They didn't just slide in. They secured a spot by winning.
Right. Yeah. I like Vicky as coach of the year, actually.
All right. No, I love that. I've always loved VJ.
Put in the work.
All the way back to the Liberty.
Gotten them motivated, because it's a mind game once you get to a certain part.
And she has a legitimate chance to win that.
All right. This one's about your feelings about Tina Charles.
She had a winning bad luck. Her stats were amazing. Washington, and you can always go to the coulda, woulda, shoulda. But Washington, I would have liked to. I was kind of sad for them that Mike Tebow was in the COVID bubble, because it was a testament to when people say, "Oh, you just got to have talent." No, you need a good coach too. I believe that if Mike Tebow had been on the bench, he might have could have won one of those games. That's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Obviously, but I truly believe that, because I think he's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? And Tina Charles, Washington, they need to, reevaluate, revamp. And it was a bad time to have Charles and Elena Delle Donne out one time. When you only need one game to go to the playoffs. That's tough. That's tough to overcome.
This is a good one. Delle Donne, should she retire Are people already talking about her retiring?
I think based on her injury, because it's a back injury, and those are really difficult. You know, if she has spinal stenosis, I don't know the exact situation she's in from a professional, standpoint. But I mean, she's young, but her health is should be her most concern. So I think she should maybe try to come back, get the proper help, see the right doctors. But if it doesn't work, I mean, you got life ahead of you. So be a coach, join the team or something in another capacity.
Well, it's interesting because Della Dawn has been hurt off and on.
Her whole career.
Her whole career. The 1 year that she was healthy, she was able to win a championship that year that she played with Washington when she was healthy. In Chicago, she stayed hurt. My thing would be is, the season's over now. She got a good 8 months. It was 2 years before she came back, missed the bubble year and, missed most of this year and the year some time before. I just think she probably needs to go and invest in some extra, how you say, like a chiropractor and
specialist,
rehabilitation. And if I was her, probably for the next couple of months, I probably wouldn't even pick up a ball. I would deal more on my body, stretching, getting my body in line, seeing what
because it takes a long time.
Be there.
It takes a long time to heal back injury. I have one.
Look at Tarasi. Tarasi's been out lately too. Look at Tarasi.
This is a good question, which is why I didn't even jump in on the whole Rookie of the Year. Why has the 2021 WNBA draft class struggled to make any impact?
Because players in the WNBA are just that good, and people don't understand that when you're good in college, and this is the one thing that's different in women's basketball college than men. And anyone out there, I'll debate you on this, and I'm going to win because I know what I'm talking about. In women's college basketball, you still have a big disparity, right? And what I mean by that, everybody in America can guess at least 3 or 4 teams that's going to the Final Four. In men's basketball, you can't guess that. And then when saying that their team may be better, but now when you start taking these players individually, and this is what we look at as a GM, you could be scoring 20, but I don't say it on many of players, but look at the footwork, it's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, hasn't developed a jump shot, knowing that you're 6'2", and you playing up under the basket, but when you get up under here, 6'2", we got point guards your size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And now you got to come away from the basket and do some balling where I'm not surprised. It's going to take them a minute. Look at Sabrina. She's still struggling a little bit. You see the players there, but she's still struggling a little bit. Because I will say this about the WNBA. It's the best player in the world. It's legit. And all the players is in there, they know if they want to stay there, they go and get better. If a rookie done seen it, they go and get better. So when I speak to college players that we drafted, and they would be like, Miss Toler, what I need to do to get ready for camp? I'd be like, whatever you doing at the college level, go double down, triple it, because that's what you're gonna need to do to make this team here.
Right? Yeah. And I think there was some discussion. I actually was on a panel just recently talking about players coming out of college. One of the things you got to remember, no offense, but definitely today's college player, you get to kind of be a prima donna. Somebody tells you when you're supposed to go to study table. Somebody tells you when you're supposed to eat. Somebody tells you when you're supposed to get on the plane. You get an agenda to make sure that you here, and here while you're on the road traveling. Somebody talks to your professors to make sure you get all the, there's someone doing it all. And it's not to say that you're not working hard, but what you said, to your point, learning, that's actually you have to actually learn how to be a professional. And that learning curve can decide your fate in the league. So, I mean, the sooner that these, players that are in college that know that they're going to make it, start talking to coaches and players and the Penny Tolers of the world to understand, don't wait till you get drafted and go, what I need to do? Nope. Exactly. That's got to happen way
early.
I like that kayaking way before. And the thing that I always hated about college women players, and I'll say this to any college player face, this is what I hate. when a man basketball player in college is going to the pros, he know who he's about to play against. A lot of the college women players, when they get ready to jump to the pros, they don't know who they're facing. They don't know who they got to beat out, because the only person they know, let's just say if it was the Sparks, okay, Candace or NECA, you only know the stars. You need to know who's in your position that you got to beat out. And it's unfortunate that I can go ask a lot of college women's players, and I guarantee they can't name me 15 players in the league. Let's drop that to 10 players in the league. You know, they can't. But if I go ask a male player, I'm telling you, men are into women's basketball. They can tell me a whole team. I just met a guy a couple of days ago, and he said, "Aren't you Penny Toler?" And we started talking about the whole WNBA. I was surprised how much this guy knew about the whole WNBA because they're into it. But how do you not know? It's just like a game. How do you not know your opponent? But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I get this butt kick.
So since we're kind of on this, is there in your mind, this is where Penny, watch her dance. Let's watch her dance, Rita. Is there one franchise that stands out in overall treatment of players and player development, and conversely one that drops the ball in your mind in player development? Well, don't get the dancing, Penny. Give it to us straight.
I'm not gonna get the dance. I'm gonna tell you the truth on this. Okay. And this is me looking from a GM seat. I think that Mike Tebow and Dan Hughes always did an excellent job. Not the excellent job, right along with what's his name? They used to coach at the Spurs. They're still coaching there. What's the Spurs coach name? Popovich, right?
Poppy. Yep.
Who Popovich. I think on the NBA side is the best developmental coach there. He get nobodies in tournament and stars, right? I've always loved to watch Dan work. I always love to watch Mike Tebow work, because when you look back at it, look at what Mike Tebow, Lindsey Whalen didn't finish up in Connecticut with Tebow, but she finished up in Minnesota. But the work was not with Mike Tebow in Connecticut. And when Whalen retired, she thanked Mike Tebow. You know what I'm saying? I always thought Dan Hughes was a great teacher. And I think he's a great motivator and gathered the team together. And you look how Seattle played and they won. To me, I thought they were the best coaches that I saw that improved players. Now,
can we give a shout out? Can we give a shout out to Sheryl Swoopes? I just stopped everything because it's unscripted.
Shut it down.
Is that Sheryl for real? Sheryl. When you coming on the show?
Let me hit you up so we get Sheryl on here. Hold on. Let me see if I can. How do I do this? Y'all keep talking about something. I got to hit up Sheryl. Be like, come on the show. Let me send her the link. We have a surprise guest on tonight. Let me see if this really Sheryl.
As far as coaches dropping the ball, right. I don't believe that coaches drop the ball. Yeah, I want to say too. I believe that what's his name in Chicago? He gonna kill me not to remember his name, but I do think he can develop players too now. But I think dropping the ball, I won't say any coach really dropped the ball, because it's just a matter of what you like. That's a personal opinion. But I will say that Dan and Mike Tebow are the best developmental coaches in the game.
Right. And I think you have to be able to communicate with your players. If they feel that you just really are just there to do your job and you don't really care about improving them as individual players and in turn improving your team as a whole, there's a problem, because players can feel that. They know when you're sincere and when you're just there to just be there. So
and I see everybody always want to look at the stars, and what I look at is look at Ariel Atkins. We knew she would be good, but look, he turned her into an Olympian. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Dan had the whole team playing well. James Wade, that's what I was talking about. I think he's a good developmental coach, but when it comes to that, I just think Dan Hughes and Mike Tebow were heads above everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed this, and this is one of the things that I want to do if we can take a turn.
Because you say watch her dance.
Okay. Well, I think I'm like, nah, just
good job, Penny. Good job.
You did good. But we might dance on this one. I'm not dancing on it. I'm just putting it up here. Darren, it's a Jones, of course, because we keep it real. So the WNBA is 80% Black. Why do you think ESPN writers push the narrative that white women are superior? It has been either Sue Bird or Diana at the head of every article this season. As a fan, I'm tired. Now that's
good one.
That's
Darren.
Unscripted right
That's
there.
a good one. Yeah.
I just happened to notice, and please let me just me today when I was watching, because one of the things, this is Sheryl right now. Hold on a second. I got Sheryl Swoopes on the phone. Everything stops right now. Sheryl. Okay, wait, Sheryl. Sheryl, wait a minute. It must be a delay.
Yeah.
Okay, it is a delay. Perfect. So here's the thing. Let me y'all talk, because I'm getting Sheryl right now.
We're trying to listen too. We're trying to listen too.
Figure this out. I'll be right back.
All right.
Really certified
We're gonna talk.
You go first on the question, Vera. Vita, what you think about the question that was just at hand?
I think that it's always been that way, because I think for them to capture a certain audience, they it's like I got so much to say. I'm tripping over my
head. Let's see you dance. Like what you said. Don't be dancing.
I turn my mic on.
I'm gonna be straightforward. I think it's just like anything else, that they take what we have and they make it their own, and they put their face on it so that they can try to buy in, bring in the other populations of people. Because we're always going to be number one. You know what I'm saying? We're always going to be number one. And I just think it's politically correct in their eyes. That's what they want to do. But I don't know, Penny. I know, but all right, I got to think if I want to say it. But go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm waiting on you to stop dancing and just say it. We're unscripted, right?
Yeah, we're unscripted. It's just, it's just the way it's always been. And they're never going to give us our props for what we do, and that's why we have to sometimes create our own lanes and our own platforms, because they're always going to put them first. They're the ones that are running everything. They're making the schedules. They're considering the marketing. They're figuring out who they're going to plug, what players on what teams they're going to push, and who's going to be the face of the WNBA. So everything is on them and not on us. But they need us to make what they have work overall. So I don't know. I'm a go ahead, Penny. I'm gonna come back to it.
Bill, what did you think about the question?
Hold on.
She's still over there trying for Swoopes.
Okay. Well, I thought about the question. It's interesting because. Okay, Vera, what did you think about the question?
So what I started to say until I lost my mind, because I saw Sheryl Swoopes was actually in the thing, and then I just lost my mind. So we're going to get her on in just a few minutes. She's getting herself together. We're going to get her in the studio once she's able to log in. But the question is, we do this show every single week, right? Mm-hmm. And I am the first to say I have nothing but admiration for Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. Mm-hmm. I'm in the media, so I get it. I teach broadcasting. I get it. I understand how that the media sets the agenda on a lot, especially in sports, right? Mm-hmm. And I do think whether the narrative is intentional or not. Now, another thing that I also teach is diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? And so we understand that we all have these blind spots. So one of the biases, when you start talking about all those biases that are out there, one of the biases is, I call it the Me Too bias, right? Like it's called the affinity bias, but I like that person because they remind me so much of me, right? It's just this inherent thing that we do is, it's kind of birds of a feather, if you will. And I think because the media is predominantly white, right? Those of us, we are now in some prominent spaces. Shout out to LaChina Robinson and, various people of color that are out there doing their thing. Right. But ultimately, who's setting the agenda is still run by a very, very white male-dominated media. So with that comes the affinity bias. And I think there is something to Darren's point that it is very, very interesting that 80% of the players are indeed Black, and yet somehow or other, we still constantly at the very, very top of the WNBA GOAT, somehow or other, we always see anything that's at the top there somewhere or another, right? Even given the odds of 80% of players, a white player still emerged. I think it bears to question why that always happens. Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say is you can't take anything away from Diana or Sue, but always putting them at the top of everything, including the commercials and things like that, right? Yeah, sometimes you'd have to be crazy, to look at it and not go, that's interesting. So that's my take on it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. This is the way that society has worked for a long, long time. So I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't.
I applaud the young lady from Connecticut, Paige. I forget her last name. What is she? A freshman at Connecticut?
Yeah.
And she made a speech. I think it was the ESPYs. In regard to Black women and the WNBA and being at the forefront of things, but not getting their kudos. And I applaud her because she's somebody who is white. She understands and sees what we go through. So she has empathy and she has compassion. Right. And she's an extraordinary basketball player. So like you said, not taking anything away from Diana or Sue, but it's the politics of sport.
But speaking of extraordinary basketball player, I was trying to do this on cue. I wanted to go boom, boom, extraordinary basketball player. I'm working magic over here. Welcome to I'm like this. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Sheryl Swoopes, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. Sheryl, she's in the car, but she's in the house. It's really her. It's really her. You can tell by the smile.
Nothing. I was like just chilling, listening to y'all, and then Penny, you started preaching. I was like, I got a comment because you were spot on when you started talking about everything, but you started talking about college, like girls versus the boys going to play pro. That's like one of my biggest frustrations with women's basketball. You are 100% correct, and there are several players I could name and think of that dominated in college, and once they got to the pros, people were like, hello. Yeah. And we a little old school because it kind of works both ways, right? Because when you come out of college, you're like, oh my God, like I can say the shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're like, I'm the shit in college, right? Right. And so those of us in the pros who see that and hear that, we like, okay, come on, bring your ass. That's what we can bring your ass. Come on. So Penny, you said that, and I was like, you're 100% correct. So I was just chilling, right? Like just sitting here. I was like, let me go tune in and see what's going on. And Vera, you got me on here. Rita, you and I was talking with
because Jimmy Boy said, I don't care what no one say. Sheryl Swoopes, the WNBA GOAT. Her resume can match up to anyone. All right, that's what Jimmy Boy says. Speak on it. Speak on it.
So when you don't listen, I can't. Don't get me started on that whole topic, because
no, we are going to get you started. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, we need to hear your thoughts on it.
So this whole
there are players on there that I don't think deserve to be on there, and there are probably players who got omitted from being on there. I don't know what the qualifications were. I don't know none of that. Didn't nobody ask me. If you say there were 75 players, and then out of that 75, you selected 25, and now the fans get to vote on who the quote GOAT is. Like, first of all, I just think that entire term gets used very loosely. Like everybody can't be the GOAT.
Yeah, you can't have 25
you know what I
mean? Right.
So when I say don't get me started, this is my personal opinion. And I've always felt like this, whether that you're talking about men, you're talking about women, you're talking about MVPs. Like, I think there have been really great scorers in the game, right? People who could just score the basketball. But to me, if you don't make an impact on both sides of the ball,
Right. Exactly.
like overall and all around, I just don't see how people can say, oh my goodness, he or she was the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing you're doing is on the offensive end. Dude, and maybe that's just me. I guess I'm old. I don't know what I am, but I'm gonna stop talking because I'm a guest on this show.
No, but you're a special guest.
Exactly. So
And
your
I
opinion
agree
is
100%
important.
with LaTanya right now because I said, and y'all already know how I feel about Delisha, who worked hard, played both sides of the ball. The Sparks do not win a championship without Delisha Milton-Jones. And
Yep.
the thing that I don't like about fans is this right here. It's like what Sheryl just said. You're looking at one side of the ball. You don't see who's guarding the best players. And then in Deanna Nolan case, just because she's not braggadocious or pumping her chest or dropping a thing, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's very few that could guard her. I mean,
Listen,
to me, she's a no-brainer. She's a
Penny,
no-brainer.
I said this in an interview I did with somebody, and I think I posted it. Tweety was a problem.
Yes.
Like I always had the assignment of guarding the other team's best perimeter player, and Tina guarded the other team's best post player.
Mm-hmm.
I loved playing against Tweety, and I hated guarding Tweety because Tweety was a problem.
Yeah,
And
she's explosive.
I don't know. When Penny, you talk about like fans voting. Here's my issue with that, right? To me, fans are looking at current,
and throw the
current
writers
players.
in there too. Throw the writers in there too because they be biased. Throw the writers in there.
No doubt.
We
Them
just
too.
had this discussion
And so
beforehand.
You know what writers do? You know what writers do? Well, no, because I remember the time I wanted to talk to her, interview her, she wouldn't do an interview with me, so I'm not voting for her.
Girl. Thank you. I was just saying that to Beer before we
She
went
just
on
did.
air.
And get him back.
Beer. I said just because people are writing about it, and I've been in this league a long time, y'all. Look at me. I'm telling you, they're gonna pick and vote for people to feed them information. Because I'm gonna tell you something. What are those awards where their peers pick them? As far as I'm concerned, if you want a real GOAT, then let the players in the WNBA vote. And I'm talking about the veterans included.
Yes, ma'am.
We come out with.
Yes, ma'am.
Whole different
That's nothing.
story.
Like how do we not get a vote? Right?
So-
because if you want to know who, like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna say, listen, again, Tweety was a problem. So if you want to talk about who do we consider or who do we think is the greatest of all time, there are some players on that list. My opinion is they haven't been in the league long enough.
Right.
To
Didn't
be
I say that in
on
the
that
beginning?
list.
I said that in the beginning about the young players. Like, why are we picking them? You know, they still wet behind the ears.
Yeah, they're not good enough. Yeah, they haven't been there long enough.
How is Teresa Weatherspoon not on there? And I know Spoon was on the show when I was defending her. I'm like, how is Spoon not on there who played all our defense?
I don't know.
I didn't notice that Tisha wasn't on there. You know, I'm just like, but how do you but Deanna just jumped out. You know, and then I'm looking at the list like you, Sheryl, say what you want to say, but okay, Stinson would have gave half that list the business. All of them the business. And when I say the business, like ball on you, that's what I mean. And layman term, get taken to the curb.
Not players. But the media, people have forgotten about those players. All they're really looking at, seriously. So, I'll say this. When they talk about former players, right? If you don't have a name that kind of sticks out or they remember, they're not voting for you. Because Penny, you and I could sit here and have conversations about a lot of players we played against, and Stint was one that you just said. Yeah, and even some current players that if they were in the league today,
they'd be
would give these players a run for their money.
Absolutely.
So you know what happens is, and I'll just say this, and this is no disrespect, and not to take anything away from any player, because we all have put our time in. But when you start talking about, okay, fans get to vote for the GOAT, the fans are going to vote for players who are current, right?
Yep.
And when they look at, Fubar, Diana Taurasi played in 5 Olympics, like that's who sticks out to them. And again, it's not to take anything away from those players. But my personal opinion, there are players out there who have been forgotten about that deserve to be in that conversation over those players. Diana Taurasi is a hell of a scorer. She's a scorer. That's all I'm saying about that.
She didn't finish that statement though.
What else you want me to say?
This is kind of drifted off. I love it. There's a lot of.
I don't know what else to say.
But that's why this show, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I really, really love what we do with this show. Because having Penny, having when we can catch Spoon and when we can catch Ruthie, having them on this show gives us an opportunity to go back and to introduce some of those players. And our fans have been great in asking some great questions about players who get lost. Another one that gets lost a lot is Chamique Holdsclaw. The question is, Sheryl Swoopes, be honest. How is Chamique Holdsclaw never loved by the WNBA? She ain't never been on no top 15, top 20 teams. Meek said you used to make her a pop every day. Is that true? You remember making her a pop every day?
I don't know what that means.
Soda. I think pop as in soda.
I think they must be from the Midwest. Soda.
Yeah, probably a soda.
A Coke.
A Coke.
That I used to, what was the question? She
Did
said,
you used to make her one every day?
How come Chamique ain't never been loved by the WNBA, and how come she never made a top 10 or a top 15 list?
Yeah, get that part.
Okay, so let me answer the first part. I mean, the question I don't understand that about the soda.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't play together, so I couldn't have done that every day. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding the question. So she's another one that I feel does not get all the credit she deserves, because Meek was a problem too.
Yeah, I last week.
You know, I think, again, kind of going back to what Penny and I said earlier about the media, and you know, if you don't have, and I'm not trying to skate around, no questions. So let's just put that out there. I'm trying to think of the right way to say
what
this.
you're trying to say. Well, if you're not the darling and innocent and coming to dinner on time all the time, they're not going to promote you. And me,
well, you know, if you are how about this example? If you are the Allen Iverson of the WNBA, then they don't really want to fool with you.
Yeah.
Girl, you crazy.
Practice?
You right
about practice? We talking about practice.
I think it was unfortunate that practice. I think it's unfortunate that her career, you know, ended a lot sooner than she probably wanted it to, and any of the rest of it. So I'm gonna ask this question. Love Maya Moore, hell of a player. Does the fact that she walked away from the game sooner than probably people thought she should or wanted her to, has she done enough to be on that list or not? And this is a question because I've had people ask me that question.
And I would answer that question about Maya, unless Vera, you want to go, or Rita want to go. But this is how I would answer it. Maya, to me, deserves to be on the list because Maya was a bad cat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very rare that you and Coop, Tina, you know, Monica Lamb, all you guys did something that probably would never be done for a gazillion years. That's when 4 titles in a row. But Maya Moore competed for 8 titles and won one every other year that she was in the league.
Right.
And it's something to be said about that. And
absolutely.
And one thing I could say about her that I love was Maya gonna bring the hammer. You know, she gonna show up. I never seen her not show up for a big game. The thing that I love about Maya as a GM when I would watch, and this is what GMs watch for all you young players out there that be TikTok and tactic and doing whatever you want to do to the coach during intermission. I watched her and watched their bench, and I've seen her take a lot of heat from Sheryl Reeves. You know, she didn't bring that prima donna attitude. She went back out there and balled. And I like that she was a star that was coachable and wasn't braggadocious with it. You know, so like the Sue Bird, like they came and gave you the business. You know, you ain't gonna find her ticking and talking. And think about it. She walked away for something that she thought was higher than basketball. So Maya, to me, you're not going to find nobody that been in the league. I think she might have been in the league only 8 years, maybe 9.
8 years, right, and competed out.
Competed for a championship every year. I don't know no other player that's done that.
That's
she's special. She's definitely special. Special.
I'm on that same page.
In saying that, Penny, then how do you leave Rebecca Brunson off?
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you this. Rebecca Brunson, and this is why I say when you get people voting that should be voting, which, as far as I'm concerned, is us. You know what I'm saying? They could have let the veterans pick the GOAT, as far as I'm concerned. I totally agree with you, because Rebecca has 5 rings, more rings than anybody in this whole league. Because people forget that she got the 4 with Minnesota, and I'm breaking the history down to you. So they need to send me an application to vote for the GOAT, as far as I'm concerned. And she has the one with Sacramento, like you said, that people will forget about it. You know, you even asked yourself what Yolanda Griffin did. But I look at her just like I look at Delisa Milton-Jones. Delisa been overlooked her whole life. And I'm looking at some people on there, and you know Sheryl like I know. They giving some people because of their name and because they push them and because people like them. You know that. But I agree with you.
But you know, players like that though, they're really considered a supporting actress. You know how you get the awards, you have the best actor or actress. They're the supporting actress. That's how they look at it.
They're the Scottie Pippens. They need to give out the Scottie Award or something like that.
So Scottie Pippen shouldn't have been on the Dream Team. Scottie Pippen was on the Dream Team. I don't think you're going to use that analogy with me. Scottie Pippen was on the Dream Team.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But you know
what I'm saying.
You understand what her saying.
You know what I'm saying.
I know what y'all saying. Because
I'm saying Scottie was in the shadow.
He was always in the shadow.
Always in Michael's shadow.
He was.
But the point was, people recognize his talent. The NBA writers are writing what's real.
They just recognize his talent. What?
Real.
This year. After how long?
They're pushing what's real. The NBA is pushing what's real.
But I want to say one more thing too. Well, let's get to Imani's question real quick. If you could add 5 more players on the 25 list, because we saw the 25 list. If I wanted to pull it up, but anyway, if you could add 5 more players, who would they be?
Hey, can we do it reverse? Who can we take off the list?
Yeah, do that.
Take off the list.
Well, you go first, then, Rita. Who you taking off?
I gotta think about that.
Go get that list too.
So I gotta get the list. I gotta get the list.
I need to see the list. I need to see the list.
If I see the list,
okay, you go ahead. Talk about it. I'm gonna see if I can get the list. Let me see if I can get the list.
Well, my answer would be to add the next 5. Obviously, all the people I've been talking about. You know, Teresa Weatherspoon, Deanna Nolan, Delisa Milton-Jones, Shamika Holdsclaw, and then I'll probably say Andrea Stinson. You know, and then Tisha Pinatero. That's their 6 for you right there.
Right.
And then
Tisha's on the list.
Is she on the list? Okay, so then there's my 5.
Tisha is on the list.
And then ask yourself, I still got 6. Teresa Weatherspoon, Andrea Stinson, Delisa Milton-Jones, Shamika Holdsclaw. Who's the 5th one I said? Dawn Staley's not on there, who deserves to be on there.
Tweety.
And Deanna Nolan. There's 6.
Yeah.
Deanna Nolan is no brainer. Can't nobody argue with that one. As far as I'm concerned, can't nobody argue with Spoon. Can't nobody really argue with that. I was shocked that she wasn't on there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I agree with Swoopes. People forgot about it because Charlotte don't have a team anymore. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when you're talking to players, we're not going to
go. She could go.
Who?
Yeah, because I said Stint was nice.
That's
absolutely
tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
were
so
some
I'm
battles.
sharing this screen. Let me see if I can make it larger.
You know,
And,
and that's when I say, people, if you're not asking people, and
No, I
don't get me
can't do it.
wrong, writers may be writing, but I agree with Swoopes. They're writing about what's happening
Can do
now. But there wouldn't be no league for some of these players
Sure.
that we're talking about.
So what I
Man,
want to do,
like I
For sure.
said, you have to go back. In my opinion, you have to look at a player in the eyes of who helped evolve the league and who helped bring women's basketball to light. And
all right, let me do it this way.
Skill set,
Then based on what you just said, Rita,
right?
we're just gonna go. I'm gonna go through the list. You're gonna go thumbs up, thumbs down, or yes, no. Ready?
Yep.
All right, Diana Taurasi.
What we voting for? She deserves
Just
on there.
do she? Is she?
Thumbs up?
Yep. Thumbs
Okay.
up.
Yep. Yes.
You're saying
Just
you're doing
yes.
B on the list, you're not? Okay.
Yes. Who should be here? Diana Taurasi. Hello.
Yes.
Are y'all saying yes or no?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
where's your
Thumbs
thing,
up.
Vera? You vote.
Oh, I
too,
can't
right?
see the thumbs up. I'm not looking at
Thumbs
y'all.
up.
I'm not looking at y'all. I'm looking at my
Oh, okay,
screen.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Y'all looking at me, but I'm not looking
Okay,
at y'all.
yeah.
Okay,
All right,
well,
Diana
you put your
Taurasi.
thing up. You
Number
put your
2
thing
on the
up.
list, Tamika Catchings. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Penny.
Oh, I said yeah. I was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cynthia Cooper. Yes.
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 Penny.
Yeah, I got my thumb up.
Yeah.
I can't see you.
Oh, okay. I said with my
I
voice.
can't
Okay,
see.
my bad.
Yes.
My bad. I went over
Maya
there, my
Moore.
bad.
I'm going with yes.
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 Lisa Leslie. Yes.
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 Number 6 on this list is Sheryl Swoopes. No, I'm just playing. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Swoopes, put
Yes.
it down, boo. Put it down.
Yeah.
Number 7, Lauren Jackson. Yes.
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 Number 8 for me, Sue Bird. Yes.
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 Yes. Mhm.
Number 9, Candace Parker. For me, yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, there you go. There you go.
I didn't hear one.
I said yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
What do you think
Yes.
about that, Swoopes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Number 10, Sylvia Fowles.
Okay, let me say this. Can I say something to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say something.
No.
I know what you about to say, but say it.
Here's what I say. I don't think she ever lived up to her potential.
Who? Sylvia?
Like I
No,
think
we're talking about Candace.
no,
Oh, Candace.
Candace.
Okay.
I think Candace Parker is so talented. Now, granted, I think she's at the end of her career now, but I think over the years, I think she just kind of went through the motions, not really understanding how great she could have been.
I would agree with you.
Yep.
And I was her GM for what, 12 of them? And that's just keeping it real. And,
Yeah,
and
Okay.
you are.
That's how we
and
want it.
that's what, and it goes back to, and it's not just talking about Candace. I could say this about a lot of them. And this is what we mean when like what Swoopes is pushing about playing one side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or,
Right.
or not giving your all. I'm sure
You're
that's
talking about work ethic.
And that's why people were mad at Gino when he kept her off the team, off the Olympic team, you know. But you know, people were
Well,
mad.
this is great though. This is what needs to come out, because you guys, I'm the lone media person. Well, not the lone, Cheryl's done media too, but for the most part, that's my career, right? And I'm going to look at that list and see Candace Parker and listen to what Rita just said about, you know, what she did for the game in terms of the visibility and everything else. And I'm going, yes, she's on that list. Just for what you just said, is because, and again, maybe it's because of the media push, maybe because she was chosen to be in the spotlight, whatever it is, when people that aren't even, you know, big basketball fans think of women's hoops, nowadays, this day and age, yeah, they're gonna Candace Parker. Oh yeah, isn't that the one that don't? It's gonna come to mind, right? That's just me. So different perspective.
And that's why I say yes. But you know what? We need to get, and Sheryl, I hope you definitely be ready to come back on this show, because now we can really, what is playoffs going on? This will be awesome too, Sheryl. We can really dissect a lot of people around here, because the bottom line is, it's like, hey, like I said, I said yes for her, but I agree with everything Sheryl said.
Right.
Well, it's funny because this is Johnny Hoops page said, Candace Parker don't get enough credit. I feel she changed the game. She paved the way for Deladon, Stewie, and A. Wilson and Jonquil Jones. Sheryl, you played with her. What you think of Candace? I think you just already said that. I never seen her big with her handle and court vision, and hell, her resume is crazy. But you say that she still didn't live up to her potential, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't. Well, first of all, I didn't play with Candace.
Okay.
Mhm.
I never played with Candace.
Okay.
Penny, did I play with Candace?
No,
played with her.
Played with Candace.
No,
But,
no,
oh my God,
you would have been. You would have
I'm 15
definitely
years
been
old.
gone. Yeah,
I
you
never,
definitely-
I never,
you
never
definitely would've
seen
been
you
gone.
play with Candace. And this is a perfect example of too.
No, I didn't play with her.
No, you go ahead.
Go
Sheryl.
ahead, Candace. I mean, Candace. Penny.
No, you
No,
go,
I
Sheryl,
was
'cause I
saying,
want people to hear
I
your
never-
voice.
Well, I never played with her, but as a fan of the game,
Here it is. Y'all played
and
together. In
I
2006.
feel like
Did you do this? USA World Title Team.
Couldn't have been. It was an L. You don't take L's.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
2006.
2000.
I don't know. I mean, but Johnny,
Maybe.
if you see it, I really honestly don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
I gotta go back and look. And Rita, if we lost, I sure don't remember because
Exactly,
I
that's what I'm
don't remember
saying.
no L.
I said, you not
What was
going
you
to
gonna
say
say?
that.
What was you gonna
Ain't
say?
no L.
I don't remember that.
That wasn't you.
Look that up.
That wasn't you. That was
Yeah,
your
I gotta
sister.
look that up. No, so and I think I know the game a little bit. So just being a fan of the game, there were times I watched Candace and I was like, why don't you just take over? Like, why don't you just dominate? Because you have that ability.
Mhm.
And it's not to take anything away from her skills, because I agree, Candace at her position
Yeah.
handles the rock almost better than a guard,
Yeah.
right? And when she decides to turn it on, like, she's unguardable, she's unstoppable. But to me, she didn't do that enough.
Right.
Mm.
So when I talk about she didn't live up to her potential, and this is just my opinion, right? Because I'm sure people got all kinds of stuff to say about me, but I don't really care. I'm speaking from someone who just loves the game and want to see the game excel. Now, Vera, when you talk about the impact she's had on the game,
Mhm.
on the court, off the court, no doubt about it,
Yeah.
you have to put her on that list.
Sure.
Being the first female on the cover of what is it, NBA
Yeah.
2K, I don't play those
Yeah.
games. I don't know. Is
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, hell, that single-handedly changes how people view
Sure.
women, female athletes, period, not just basketball players. So from that standpoint, no doubt about it. Yeah, I do put her on that list for sure.
All right. All right. We're
Now
gonna
I gotta
finish
go look
this.
up this game that I played with her.
2006.
But see, but that's why I
2006.
say, looking at that and thinking
Yeah, I'm
about
Googling it.
how we would look at it, Sheryl, and that's why I say what I said about Maya Moore, because she did play up to her potential.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
8 championships in 8 years and won 4.
And then some.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm
And then
hollering.
some.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways she
Right.
coasted. She kind of coasted through her career. She
What are you
didn't.
talking about
I mean,
now, Vera?
I'm talking about Sheryl. Candace.
Candace.
Coasted. She to me, she just kind of coasted on her laurels of being Candace Parker. She all right.
All right. Fair enough. All right. I'm going through this list quick because we're supposed to finish at 8:30. It's 8:39, but I'm
Hey, but
determined to
we
get
got,
through these
but
topics.
check this
We
out.
got-
We got a special guest, so we can get.
I
keep
know
going.
that we got to
keep
put it. We
going.
have to do extra time. We unscripted. Sylvia
My bad.
Fowles. Sylvia
My bad.
Fowles. I give her a yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elena Deladon.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Stewie. Brianna Stewart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Now she's young, though. What is too young? She's only 5 years in the league. So
She dominates though.
she dominates.
She
Right.
comes in, she changes the complexion of a game. They get the go-to player, give it to her, she's gonna score. She got skills.
And you see where Seattle at right now, right? If she had been there, they would have been closer to the top.
There you go.
And Brianna,
the impact she made from the very beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, number 13. You can't play with my yo-yo. Yolanda Griffith. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking at y'all. I ain't here. Girls got feelings. She got feelings.
Sheryl is scratching her face.
Yeah, I'm with you, girl. I'm gonna scratch my shit.
Okay, read this. You didn't think yo-yo dominated?
Sheryl, Father can say you my goat right now. You on this show, you my goat. I don't even care about that list. Sheryl, you the goat. You the
show.
You done made my day today, Sheryl. You the goat.
No, I was, first of all, somebody froze on here. I love yo. She just went into the Hall of Fame. So
right.
I just
went to the Naismith Hall of Fame 3 or 4 days ago. Just went there.
Yeah. She all right.
No doubt about it.
Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. No, Naismith.
She all right.
Fine. All right, I'm
Naismith.
going.
Yeah.
I'm getting through this list because this is funny to me. So Yo got some question marks. Simone Augustus.
She all right.
I don't know. I like Simone a lot. I don't know if she's on the greatest of all time list.
I don't think she transformed the game. I don't think she made.
I agree. Yeah, that's me. But she's solid. But I don't know if I would have put her there. And no,
I'm just kidding.
Tina Thompson. Yes.
I actually like Mo. I like Mo.
Okay. For your greatest of all time, you can only pick 25, and she's in there. Of your greatest of all time. Yeah. She now's above Dawn. She's above Spoon because you got to put them in there.
It ain't above them because you're gonna get to some other names that I may say no on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you don't have very long to go because I'm already up to 15. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna because I have to be able to. Tina Thompson's number 15. Yes.
I say yes.
Yes.
Y'all were bad.
Yes.
Sheryl. I was about to say, Sheryl, you better
that
say
was.
I was like, Sheryl, we're going to lose some points right now.
Yes.
All right.
Oh my God. Wait, let me say this loud.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is going to come back to haunt somebody. You're having way too much fun. Katie Smith.
Nah.
Katie was a bad sister. Katie
flat out shoot it.
Bring the heat. Katie used to bring the heat, boy. Katie team wasn't as good as some of the rest of ours, and she used to bring the heat. I like
greatest of all times.
Katie was a problem.
We're not saying no, but I like Katie. To me, Katie.
Yeah, she's
like Katie too. But I don't
know if she's 16. I think she was coming in at the end, but she's definitely on this list. I gotta say she's on the list.
Yeah, and I'm not picking nobody's number. I'm just saying Katie was legit because Katie and you know back in the days, I'm sure our team had more talent, and she still would be. Oh, she would bring. I mean, she could put up some numbers.
She was for sure legit.
Yeah,
white chocolate.
Yeah.
White chocolate.
Oh yeah, white chocolate could shoot it for sure.
I like Katie. Yeah,
I like.
All right, number 17, Brittany Griner. Yes.
Brittany.
Ooh, I'm the lone yes. I'm going strictly with that whole Rita thing on Revolutionize the Game. You cannot tell me Brittany Griner didn't make a difference.
I like Brittany.
Yeah, I like Brittany.
I like Brittany.
All right, y'all was slow.
No, but Vera,
you have to think about that.
No, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
Right? You're saying that she didn't, you said revolutionize the game, right? So I'm asking you how? Like how? Like what?
All right.
What did she do differently?
She brought a brand new visibility. Now you can say it was because of freak of nature, because she's 6'7", but she became a dominant force because she could dunk. Her size was, and you can say, well, that's about her size, not her skill. Well, God gave her that, right? Her size. Let's just be honest, whether people were saying positive things or they were saying negative things. Again, I'm coming from a media eye.
They still talk,
and that's how we think. Yeah, the big girl, that Brittany Griner. Yeah. Oh, can't nobody stop her.
But see, yeah, I think Brittany came into her own this year. I don't think she was later. That player like the previous years.
Oh, she had to grow.
If you're going this year and how she's improved and what she's doing, yeah, Brittany Griner. But if you count all them years, I don't know if I have her on there.
All right, fair enough.
I like Brittany, but I get what Vita's saying too, because Diana Taurasi was in her prime and was just killing people and made people better. But I just want to go on the record to say one thing: the Sparks had the first 2 dunks. Lisa Leslie and okay, now y'all can proceed with the list.
Now you can go back to Brittany.
That's probably what Sheryl saying. How did she go Lisa because they dunk? But I give a thumbs up.
That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I think it was more than just the dunking. It was her size, right? She brought a lot of attention to the game, just as she did to the college game, right? And again,
yeah.
I mean, people suddenly knew.
Yeah.
She was the Shaq of the league. Now, did she do what Shaq did? No, but she's got some championships. She's definitely had a lot of media visibility.
Yep.
She definitely became a force when she began to talk about everything about her life. I mean,
yeah, she brought the limelight. She brought some limelight to them.
Right. So therefore, we got to go back down that list and take maybe 2 people off from there.
Well, you taking off, Rita. That's what I want to hear. And see you like
you know who I would take off if I had to take somebody off. I might take off Tamika Catchings. Because
I never.
Let me tell you why.
Rita, you better say no to drugs.
So you straight tripping now. Straight tripping.
I love Tamika. Not
Tamika.
Don't you say nothing about my
Tamika.
Say no to drugs.
All right, let me sip my coffee. All right.
Pick somebody else. Go back to Yo-Yo. But don't you touch Tamika.
Yeah, Yo-Yo for her.
Do what you need to do.
But I want to hear Rita's reason. What's your reason?
What is it?
Well, I mean, she did change the game for Indiana. She did. I rescind that statement.
Ain't nobody playing defense like her. I mean, all out hard all the time, like Tamika Catchings.
No, you're right.
Period.
And say no to drugs. Okay?
Just no to Yo-Yo.
I'm going to go back and kick Yo-Yo off if I had to do that.
Yeah, kick Yo-Yo.
All right, if I had to do that.
That was funny.
All right, here's a very good name since we're talking bigs. Tina Charles.
Tina legit though. Tina don't have a title.
Nah.
But Tina legit, man. Tina legit.
I don't think she's hit that list yet.
The game. How has she changed the game?
Hey, well, that's just my vote. You guys, I mean, you 3 say no, then it's no. We make it out. We make it our own list. Y'all 3 say no, then it's no. Let's go.
All right, that's okay.
I say no.
Not yet. I'm saying not yet. But I like the potential.
Yeah. Well, and she's from here. She's from here. I got respect for her. She's from the hood.
Lindsay Whalen.
Nah.
That's a no for me.
No.
Moving on. Okay.
Everybody here going like this. No.
Wow. Angel McCautry.
I don't understand it.
No.
And I get it. Whalen was a good player and she played
Whalen's balling.
4 championships. But at the same time,
she was chugging down the court.
Well, and look who you're playing with. My thing is Spoon, who didn't score a point, made her whole team better.
Yeah.
Who didn't score? I might as well say it's very rare you can get a player that don't score a point but make their whole team better.
Yes.
I.e. Teresa Weatherspoon, T. Spinachero.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Tisha to me, definitely. No offense, because I like Lindsay Whalen, but to me, Tisha Spinachero should have been there long before.
We're gonna slide Tisha in there.
I love Lindsay Whalen, but on that list, no.
Absolutely.
I love Lindsay Whalen.
All right, so Angel McCautry.
No. That's my opinion, no. Nada. No.
I'm on the fence.
Nah. Why would you say why would you go with that?
All right, I gotta get through
Wait a minute,
these. Y'all
Cheryl,
taking
what's
too
your
long.
opinion? You act like you
This-
need an
this-
iPad.
I'm moving on.
I'm looking at this team that I played on with Candace.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh
look at
yeah,
that
and now you found it. Did you played on a team in 2006 with Candace? And didn't remember
I found it.
that.
Hey, and I want
says
to say
a lot.
this, and I want to say this to
that was
everybody out
That
there.
was freaking 15 years ago.
But that
And
says
the thing is that they lost, so she probably just wanted to forget it completely.
No, that's what I was gonna say, Rita. To every person out there compete, you gotta have that short memory. You lose, you got to get back up. Don't remember the losses, celebrate the winners.
I ain't never lost ever. What you talking about?
Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, I got 5 left, ladies. Cappy Pondexter. Cappy.
Cappy was the truth.
Yep.
I don't care what
Okay.
anybody say. Difficult to guard. And Cappy was a baller, man. Straight
Cappy
up.
was a baller.
He was a baller. I got her.
Hustler, hard knocks. Man,
Yeah.
I love me some Cappy, man. I love.
Yeah, she got 2 championships.
Cheryl looking like, I don't know about that.
Cheryl,
one.
like, I don't know. Nneka Ogwumike.
Nah.
Ooh, tweet. Is that crickets I hear in the background? Holy smokes, crickets. All right, she's got 1 championship and an MVP, Rookie of the Year.
What that mean? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying, I don't think she's on that list of not yet with Tina Charles for me.
Yeah, her and Tina
not yet.
with Yo-Yo
Yeah.
and with Waylon.
All right,
Well,
Becky Hammond.
I would
No.
say, like you said on that list, Richie Vera, Nneka's done a lot for the league, as far as being the president of the Players Association. I think she's right there on the cuff.
We're talking about balling though.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me shut up then. Go ahead. I'm talking about
Right, because Cheryl's looking like
Cheryl's got me-
Cheryl's like,
Wait, Penny.
Cheryl's got me in a zombie zone right
She's
now.
the president of the company too, blah.
okay.
I'm reading, y'all. I'm reading.
Yeah,
Oh, she's reading. I was like, because it looked like you need an Alka-Seltzer to me. All right, Becky Hammond.
No,
Oh, listen.
no,
No.
hell no.
She
Oh.
cursed.
So, like,
Penny,
here's my thing.
Penny.
But here's my thing.
Yeah, why are you
And
always
it's
singing
not-
me? I don't care what you
it's
say,
not-
yo. I'm a no.
She
It's
knows. She
great
knows
that she
you know.
became. It's great that she became one of the first female coaches to sit on the bench. I thought she worked hard. I thought she
Yeah.
played hard.
And she's a media darling.
No, we're talking to straight balling now.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's a
straight
media
balling. All
darling.
right, okay, moving
Right?
on.
Okay, ask Cheryl what she think. What you think, Cheryl?
Yeah, Cheryl, what you think?
Like, I think Becky Hammond was a good WNBA player.
Mhm.
Personally,
Right.
I think Becky Hammond's on the list because she's an assistant coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
Well, then Nneka should be
Like,
on the
that's
list.
why I think she's
Hold
on
up.
the list.
But then
And
I'm
for
gonna make
me-
my case for Nneka. Nneka deserves to be on the list then because look at what Nneka
And
did with the
listen,
union,
Penny,
with the players union. Black
No,
Lives
I'm
Matter.
saying I agree with
Did
you.
that. So then Nneka belongs on the list. If we're gonna go on those credentials,
Hell to the no. Neither
if
one.
we're
of
gonna
them.
go on those credentials, if we're going on
I'm
those credentials, Nneka
saying-
belongs
I
on the
don't think.
list. Okay, what was you saying?
I'm
So
sorry,
my
Rita's
point
killing me.
was, just because of that doesn't make you the greatest of all time.
Thank
Okay,
you.
wanted
And
to
I
make sure
agree.
you correct that.
Thank you.
I agree. I have mad respect.
Vera,
I
you
love
looking
Becky.
like you was going the other way, Vera.
No, I love Becky, but that's why I just said just in case, because I'm going to go ahead and say I really like Becky, and I'm a Becky fan, especially for everything that she's done for the game of basketball, men or women now at this point. So I have a mad respect. But to go back and say the greatest, is she going to be on my top list of 25? Probably not. That's just me being honest. All right,
Right.
Rebecca Brunson.
Is she on the list?
She's on the list.
Yeah,
5
okay,
championships.
she is on the list.
Yes, Vera.
Nah.
No,
She's on the list. Hmm?
What
She's
list?
on the
Hold
list?
on. Are you looking at the snub
Rebecca
list,
Brunson
Vera,
didn't
or are
make
you looking at
25.
the 25? 'Cause she
I'm
wasn't
on the top
25.
25 list. Rebecca
I didn't see her
Brunson.
name on there. I didn't see Rebecca name.
She
on
is
the
number
25.
24.
No,
Or am I on the wrong list? Oh, I'm sorry.
Vera, no.
Say no to
You're on the
drugs.
wrong list.
I admit, I apologize. This is ESPN's pick. I'm sorry.
Say
Because
no.
when I read it, I was like, yeah, I kind of don't remember her being on the list. But she at least made the 25 on ESPN. So we were going off of ESPN's list. So
No,
at least it made for good discussion. All right.
that's true.
But
who's the last
so
one
you
on
all
ESPN
agree that she should have
then?
been there as well.
No.
I would have voted her.
I don't think I would have done it. But not because I don't like her. I think I would have forgotten her. I think she's forgetable. Sorry.
And that's what they did. And that's
Yeah.
and that's how that goes back.
But
to what
ESPN
Sheryl
didn't
said.
forget her. They got her. So
But
just so you know.
she's good though. I don't know.
No, she is. I mean, again, to Penny's point, with the 5 championships,
Yeah.
3rd all time in rebounds, 7-time all defensive team. The last person was Penny Taylor on ESPN's list.
Oh, that's a no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't have been thinking Penny Taylor. Well, this was awesome discussion. Who's Nation wanted to know, wonder what Sheryl Miller and Teresa Edwards think about this list. They probably like, anyway, Who's Nation also said, wait, how about this one? Wait a minute. Who's Nation said what Rita got in her cup? LOL.
And she asking that question because of what you said about catching. She's asking
It's
that question.
coffee.
All right. So before we end,
Whatever you got, I need it.
There you go. I'm gonna take that one back.
Hey, let's take this
Before-
question. We gotta
before
take
you
this
go.
question too.
say what?
I say we can't go before we answer this question from who's that? Dion from Dion.
Dion. Yeah. So we had Teresa Edwards on last week. An amazing interview. If you get a chance to go back and check it out, Sheryl, check it out. But there were some comments back and forth about, the goat being
No, she was calling
Coop.
Coop selfish. She called.
Oh
Coop
yeah, she says
selfish.
Coop was selfish. Says she can't be my goat or she couldn't be on the team. I don't even know what it was anymore. But your thoughts about these two? You break the ice between you. Help, but give us some insight on Edwards and Coop.
It didn't go high.
I
Is
ain't
it-
giving you.
Is it,
Penny, you hear me? I ain't giving you shit.
all right, so no love lost there.
No.
We have had a great time tonight.
Penny,
Great
that
time.
was low.
She said I ain't saying nothing. My
I'm
name is
about
in it, and I'm not in it.
I'm about to cry over here, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been, and we went a whole extra 30 extra minutes because what an awesome surprise. Cheryl, when I saw your name, I just lost it. I was like, there is no way I'm not going to figure out how to get you on this show tonight. Thank you for coming on impromptu. Thank you for being certified unscripted. You kept it raw. You kept it real. We got to hear some real, we didn't get any. Teresa Edwards kind of didn't pull any punches.
Oh, girl,
Coop
you
didn't
got me
pull any
crying
punches.
over here,
But Cheryl just knocked it out the park. Knocked it out the park. So I love it. And Rita.
No, Penny, no, I ain't touching that one. Boy.
Oh, she's staying away from that. That's a great way to end.
You crazy.
All right, well,
You crazy.
make sure you check us out. You can always go to certifiedunscripted.com. Tell a friend to tell a friend as this show continues to grow. Please go to the website, put in your questions, also put in your requests. We are already on it, trying to get as many people to the show as possible. We were really, really blessed to get the surprise from Sheryl Swoopes tonight. And hopefully she'll come back. Cheryl, you got to come back now. Now you have to.
Cheryl is definitely certified.
She is certified unscripted. I don't care what anybody says. So Cheryl, we're going to definitely get her back. And hopefully we'll have you all back too. Thank you for joining us every single Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. on Facebook as well as on YouTube Live, and hopefully one day on a huge network television screen near you. Because when it comes to women's basketball, we're not new to this. We're true to this. We are
certified
unscripted. Until next week, everybody. Thank you so much. Cheryl, you're awesome. We love you. Thank